What's up, everybody? Neto on the Alucard, back again for yet another YouTube video. I had to take a little bit of a break there, but I'm back and I'm going to be making more content, and today we're going to be remaking Spider-Man PlayStation 1, or rather, really there were technically two games on the PlayStation 1 for the not the Caped Crusader, the beloved web-slinging wall crawler, and they were Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, Enter Electro. Now, all that, but they still have a good amount of charm and value in them from a gameplay standpoint. So, what would I do if they were to be remade? Well, let's get into that. We start off with the quality of life updates here. For one thing, we're removing the tank controls. Thank heavens. That is the most obnoxious thing to have to readjust to again. And at least in the PlayStation version, I don't know if it's in the N64 or Dreamcast versions of it, there's a bit of lag when it comes to jumping. It feels a bit too heavy for its own good, but then this game was built off of the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 engine, so that may be intentional. So we're removing the jump lag, and for all intents and purposes, we're going to be combining the first and second games, and that's what we can do. As far as updating it for quality of life, we're going to be releasing the first and second games as a bundle. And to truly remake it, we're going to be putting in cut content from both games. I'm assuming there had to be a lot of content cut at the 11th hour. And we're going to be adding additional challenges to the games. Like, both games have a training mode, which I found fun, but they're lacking in content for today's standards. An example I had would be in the first game, we have fog. We changed the plot to include not only fog being generated, which is why you can't go down to the streets, but what I would include would be symbiotes invading the streets and Spider-Man having to go stop them, or things like that. Little changes to the plot, which is overall a very simple one, but we also have, we have incentive to go back and show just how far technology has come. And another idea I'd had while I was coming up with my notes for this video was, instead of we can have the classic control scheme, which was square button is for punches, circle button is for kicks, and triangle button is for web-based attacks. We have square button for all physical attacks, circle button for dodging, and the triangle button dealing with web attacks again. You have the classic web abilities, the web dome, web yank, tying up an enemy, and the impact webs, which is a great projectile. So really, we're blending elements of both the games together and unifying the controls to make them. If I remember correctly, most of the same team that made these two, they used the PlayStation 1 Spider-Man games as something of a basis. And another example I would be for added content would be a boss fight with Green Goblin. I know he doesn't have anything to do with the plot with both games, but it's like, come on, it was right there. You might as well do it. But that's all I can think of for this video. What would you do if these games were remade? I'd add in, I've already discussed control updates and all that. What would you do to these games if they were to be remade from the ground up?